This is everything you can do with a decimal. If you want to divide your paper into 4 parts, put addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I'm going to do mine one at a time. Just fill in your sections appropriately. You may want to pause and go ahead and do that now. Alright, the first one is addition, or adding. When you add, the first thing you can do, and it is the most important part, is line up your decimal points. This is huge. We're going to be working with the example 1.2345 plus 0.123. Now my decimal points are right here. They need to be right on top of each other. So I'm going to do 1.2345 plus, here's my decimal, 0.123. Now there's this empty space here. I'm going to put a 0. Step 2 is add your numbers. And step 3 is that the decimal falls down. So, if I were to go back and add all these up, 5 plus 0 is 5, 4 plus 3, 7, 3, 4, 5, 2, plus 1 is 3, and 1, because there's a 0 here. Now my decimal falls down. So this decimal and this decimal are right on top of each other. It just goes straight down to right here. And this is my answer. That's how to add decimals. Now the next spot is subtracting. Same rules as addition. 1, line up, decimal points. Same example, 1.2345 minus 0.123. Here are my decimal places. Right here and right here. They need to be right on top of each other. So 1.2345 minus 0.123. Here are my decimal points, right on top of each other. Step 2, subtract like normal, or as usual. There's this empty spot right here. I'm going to put a 0. 5 minus 0 is 5. 4 minus 3 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus empty spot here is a 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. And my last step, since it's just like addition, is drop decimal down. So here's my decimal, goes straight down to right there. Next up is multiplying. When you multiply, it's a little more complicated. There are a couple more steps, but it's not hard. It's just understanding what you're supposed to do. You do not have to line up decimals. It's not important. It doesn't matter. So step 1 is just to multiply like normal. In fact, ignore the decimals. Same numbers. 1.234 times 0.123. I don't have to line them up. So I'm just going to set it up like normal. Let's even pretend we don't have decimals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1, 2, 3. Now don't forget that there are decimals because they're right here. There's a decimal and here's a decimal. Okay? Multiply like normal. 5 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. 2 times 3 is 6. That was a bad one. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. 1 times 3 is 3. Put a 0. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. And 2 times 1 is 2. This time I put 2 zeros. And times 1 is easy. It's just all those numbers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to add all those up. 5 plus 0 plus 0 is 5. 3 plus 0 plus 0 is 3. 9 plus 5 is 14. 7 plus 6 plus 1 is 14. Plus 4 is 18. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2 and 2 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. And then we have 1. Alright, we have this huge number. That was just step 1. Step 2 is where things get important. We need to count all decimal places. So up here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 total numbers to the right of the decimal. Step 3 is we're going to start at the right of my answer and count that many, this many, left. So we're going right to left 7 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where the decimal goes. After 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. If you were to get an answer where you needed to go more places than you had, so if your answer was 1, 2, 3, and you needed 7 decimal places, you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you would fill those in with zeros. But we don't have an example like that. So down here, my answer turns out to be 0.15184335. Last, yay, is division. Again, it's not harder, just there's one little twist to it. One setup equation. I'm going to do the same numbers just for consistency, but I'm not going to work this one out. If we have 1.2345 divided by 0.123, I put 1.2345 in the house, and 0.123 outside the house. Step 2, we're working with the outside number. The outside number's decimal has to move all the way to the right. Has to move all the way to the wall, we'll say. So if here's my decimal right there, it has to go 1, 2, 3 places. 1, 2, 3 places. So here's where my new decimal is. Step 3 is to move the inside decimal the same number, the same direction. So I take my decimal and I have to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Step 4, the decimal goes straight up. Now I can divide like normal. That's my last step. We can work the first part out. 1, 2, 3. If you wanted to rewrite it, this is what we're looking at. 1, 2, 3 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4.5. And that's the decimal. And you're just going to fill in the places around this number. So 1, 2, 3 goes into 1, 2, 3 one time. Bring down the 4. 1, 2, 3 goes into 4 0 times. 1, 2, 3 goes into 45 0 times. And it would keep going. It would eventually come out to something, but for the sake of time, we're not going to work that one out. Because we love money so much, and that's how we understand decimals, here is an add, subtract, multiply, and divide question. If you have $55.55 and your friend has $4.22, how much money do you have altogether? Well, you have to line up your decimals, and that's 7, that's 7, that's 9, and that's 5. So altogether you have $59.77. If you have $57.13 and you owe the lunch lady $9.52, well, you have to subtract. We've lined up our decimals. That's 1. Oh, we need to borrow. So 11 minus 5, 6. Bring down the decimal. 6 minus 9, I can't do it, so I need to borrow. That becomes 16 minus 9 is 7, and that's 4. So you would now have $47.61. Now, let's say you have a friend, or you talk all of your friends into giving you $3.21, and you have 13 friends. Well, let's see, with 3, 6, 9, add a 0, and that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Add it all together. That's 3, 7, 11, 4. Now I had to go back and add up all my decimal points. Well, I only had these 2 because I had 3.21 times 13. So just 2 decimal places. So I start at the right, and I'm going to go 1, 2 places. So I would have talked my friends into getting me $41.73. Well, now that I have $41.73, I need to divide that into 5.6 weeks of school, we'll say. So I'm going to take this decimal on the outside, and it goes to the right one spot. And since it went to the right one spot, this one has to go to the right one spot. So I have 56 divided into 417.3. 56 goes into 417. 6, 7, 35, 42, 39. See if that's close. Awesome. Decimal goes straight up. Four. 24. It's 22. Let's scoot this up a little bit. And I could add a 0 and keep going, but I'm kind of out of room. So it's about $7.4 a week. Use your logic. Think about it as money. If it's 1.2, think of it like $1.20. If it's 0.5, that's like 50 cents. If you think about it as money, it helps with the logic.